They don't start by asking you to give up everything. They start by making you feel special, chosen, part of something bigger than yourself. By the time you realize what's happening, your ability to think clearly has been systematically dismantled. This is how cult leaders turn intelligent people into devoted followers. What I'm about to reveal are the exact psychological techniques that cult leaders use to capture and control minds. These methods are so effective that they work on doctors, lawyers, teachers, people you'd never expect to fall for manipulation. Understanding these tactics could protect you or someone you love from psychological predators. The recruitment phase begins with love bombing, an overwhelming flood of attention, affection, and validation. The leader or their followers shower potential recruits with praise, make them feel uniquely understood, and present solutions to their deepest problems. This isn't random kindness, it's strategic targeting of people going through transitions, losses, or searching for meaning. Once hooked, isolation begins gradually. They don't immediately demand you cut off family and friends. Instead, they create an us versus them mentality. The outside world is portrayed as corrupt, dangerous, or spiritually inferior. They schedule so many group activities that you naturally have less time for outside relationships. Your social circle slowly shrinks until the group becomes your primary source of connection. Information control follows a predictable pattern. Critical thinking is reframed as doubt or spiritual weakness. Questions are discouraged through shame or punishment. They flood you with their doctrine while restricting access to outside media, books, or conflicting viewpoints. Your information diet becomes carefully controlled, creating an echo chamber that reinforces their beliefs. Sleep deprivation and physical exhaustion are weaponized as spiritual practices. Long meditation sessions, frequent meetings, manual labor disguised as service, all designed to impair your cognitive function. When you're tired, you're more susceptible to suggestion and less capable of critical analysis. Exhaustion becomes a feature, not a bug. Financial dependence traps members by requiring donations, selling possessions, or turning over paychecks to the group. Once financially invested or dependent, leaving becomes practically impossible. The leader controls resources and uses money as leverage to maintain compliance. Confession and thought-stopping techniques break down individual identity. Members are encouraged to share intimate secrets, creating vulnerability and shame that can be exploited. Repetitive chanting, meditation, or prayer stops analytical thinking and creates altered states of consciousness where suggestion is more powerful. The leader establishes themselves as the sole source of truth and salvation. They claim special knowledge, divine connection, or unique abilities that make questioning them not just wrong, but dangerous to your spiritual well-being. Disagreeing with the leader becomes disagreeing with God, truth, or enlightenment itself. Punishment and reward systems control behavior through intermittent reinforcement. Good behavior brings praise, special privileges, or advancement in the hierarchy. Bad behavior results in public shaming, isolation, or demotion. This creates an addiction-like cycle where members constantly seek approval and fear punishment. The final stage involves rewriting personal history and identity. Your life before the group is reframed as meaningless or evil. Your new identity becomes completely tied to the group's mission and the leader's approval. Individual goals, dreams, and values are replaced with group objectives. Your protection starts with recognizing these patterns early. Be suspicious of any group or leader that discourages questions, demands immediate commitment, or tries to isolate you from loved ones. Trust your instincts when something feels wrong, even if you can't articulate why. Cult leaders are skilled at making manipulation feel like love and control, feel like guidance. Maintain connections outside any group you join. keep relationships with people who knew you before, and can offer outside perspective on changes in your behavior or thinking. Research any group thoroughly using independent sources, not just their own materials. Look for former members' experiences and critical analysis from unbiased sources. Most importantly, remember that intelligence doesn't protect you from psychological manipulation. These techniques work on everyone because they exploit basic human needs for belonging, purpose, and meaning. Staying aware of these methods is your best defense against those who would exploit them.